So many of you know that I was born the year of the dragon. And I've always had this thing for dragons. And I even had a thing for dragons before I knew that I was born the year of the dragon, which is interesting enough. But the other day I was online and I found that one of my favorite companies had produced this. It is Smoke, Ash, and Embers, created by Stephanie Burrows and illustrated by Adam. Let me see how you say his last name. It looks like Adam Orthlers. I hope I said that right. I hate butchering people's names. But anyway, they came out with this awesome dragon deck, and I would love the opportunity to show it to you. Now, I tried to record this before and lost the footage of me actually opening the deck, so I have to re-record this part. But I'm going to tell you everything I said before and make sure that you know about this awesome deck. This is really cool. If you like dragons, you're going to love this. My name is QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to anybody else who might want to see this beautiful deck. Leave us a positive comment in the comment section. And if you want to get a personal reading done, please hit me up on social media or email me. All my information is underneath this video. You can also send me a gift if you want. Underneath this video, you will find my Amazon wish list. And for a limited time, I'm telling people, if they send me a deck from my Amazon wish list, I will give them a free reading from that deck. Okay? So if you want to take advantage of that, please do. All right, let's get started. So, Smoke, Ash, and Embers. First of all, I just want you to know it came in like recyclable plastic packaging. All of the packaging is reusable and recyclable, and you're getting ready to see very, what is the word for that? Environmentally friendly. That's what I was looking for. It tells you right here, if you take a look at the bottom, that it was printed and they used vegetable bait. It was printed by Generation Press, carbon neutral, solar power, vegetable based inks, responsible printing. So responsible printing, and it had responsible packaging. Okay, made in the United Kingdom. And this deck was made by the same people who, if you remember correctly, this is where I first came across this company. They made this deck. And it's called Oak, Ash, and Thorn. This came out in 2021. And right over here, I will leave a link to it so you can watch that one if you want to. That was how I first came across them. Now, I bought the first deck. I loved it so much. I'm not an animal person, and the first deck is animals. But when I saw it, I was like, this is so delightful. So I had to get it. And I do have a couple of animal decks, but this is like one of my favorites. So when I saw that they had done another deck, I was like, oh, this is awesome. So I contacted them and said, hey, I did a review for you before. Can I do another one? And they sent me this one as a gift for free, for the purposes of giving you guys an honest review. So before I get into the cards, I'm going to tell you real quick, it came with this beautiful sticker that I'm going to stick on something. And it came with these papers too. So this one here says they have something coming soon. You can screenshot it if you choose to read it. Let me flip it on the other side. Beautiful, huh? This is their artwork. Here's another one. So when you buy it, you get these things. Back is blank. You get these things with your purchase. Underneath this video, you know I'm going to leave these links. So if you can't catch these links, I'm going to leave them underneath this video. So if you want to buy this beautiful deck, you can get it. This came in it too. Another beautiful picture. And this. They have a beautiful social media presence. So please follow them on Instagram. And the other thing I thought was amazing, the last thing that came, this is really cool. Where do you see this? Okay, so I didn't know what it was because it is inside of a red envelope when you get it. But what do you say this? It's the certificate of authenticity. So you know that my deck is the real deal, okay? And this is awesome. And if you're somebody who's a collector, I strongly suggest that you do not lose that. Put that someplace that is really going to be, you know, easy to find and difficult to lose. Because things like that, when you go to, if you go to ever like resell a deck, God forbid, because I'm never going to sell mine. But if you ever chose to, people are going to be looking for that. They're going to want to see that. They're going to want to know this is the real deck and not, you know, a fake. Because there's a lot of fakes on the market, unfortunately. And you can usually tell by their quality, but not always. Sometimes they're printed in such a way that you cannot. Now, this deck is not coming out this box easy. It's in here tight, baby. My goodness. So let me show you the box real fast. It's a regular tuck box. But it feels different. I really truly believe that you can tell when it's like that, you know, that special environmentally friendly packaging. Alright, I'm going to show you these and then we're going to get into these cards. Alright, this is what's before it. First of all, the cards came wrapped in paper, not plastic. The plastic was around the entire box, but the cards themselves had like a paper thing holding them together. You do not get a guidebook. You get these cards. This is the first card. And on the back of that card is this one. And here's the majors. So you don't, you know, it's not a guidebook per se, but it's more than enough that if you know, if you're a beginner or if you already know how to read, it's more than enough. And if you do need more, you can always, you know, order a book. I always recommend Tarot Reversals by Mary K. Greer. That is the book that I use a lot. Alright, so that is all of them. Now I'm going to show you really fast. This is the cardstock. So, look at that. Nice bounce to it. It feels beautiful. It feels very soft. This is the back of it, as you can see. Beautiful. Beautiful feel to it. Let me put this in here and pull it close to you guys so you can get all up in the picture. Oh, that is so awesome. So as you can see, it's the standard size, basically a standard size of a tarot deck. It's not too big, it's not too wide or long, it's a standard size. Anybody with, you know, smaller hands will be able to use this. And if you take a look at this artwork, first of all, you're going to see that the name of the card is at the bottom, the number is at the top. There is a border, and the other ones had a similar border too. There is no edging on it, so you don't have to worry about anything cutting your fingers. And as you can see, the colors are really just beautiful. So let's just look at the cards. Now that we got an idea about the size, I don't know what this paper is called. I'm going to have to Google to see like what this finish is called, because there's names for all these finishes, and like I want to get really knowledgeable about that. So I'm going to know soon. Oh, look at that. My good. Oh my. Whoo. Man, it's the artwork for me. I felt the same way about the other one. It's just so pretty. It's like a fairy tale. It's like a fairy tale. And that's how the other one is too. But the other one is animals, and this one is, you know, dragons. And I love dragons. Aww. So we're getting a lot of purple, which is one of my favorite colors. A lot of purple, a lot of lushness, a lot of details. You know, this artist is very detailed. Like, even if you take a look, you'll see like the wings and the veins on the wings and the stars in the sky and the pathway behind them. I just love it. And look, he has a crystal in his hand. I have a sphere that looks like that. It's a selenite. So like, this is really beautiful. That's why I requested this, because I knew they were going to do a good job with this. I'm telling you guys, if this company makes anything, buy it. I'm telling you, buy it. I don't care if it's, tarot cards, oracle cards, bags, whatever. But oh, look at those two dragons in love. Oh my God. And the butterflies of transformation all around them. Be still my heart, okay? If this company makes anything, buy it, because number one, they're good people. They're very good people. Customer service was very polite, very friendly. She emailed me to make sure I got my package. I mean, just very good energy. So that, and the fact that this is quality. This is a quality deck. The other deck I've been using ever since I first got it in 2021, it has no problems. There's no rips, there's no tears, there's no problems at all with the cards. So I'm expecting awesome things from this company. So whatever they come out with, at least check it out, because I love their work. And I've been collecting cards. You guys know I have over 400 decks. So I have a lot of experience with touching cards and feeling them and using them and manipulating them. And I'm telling you, these are awesome. And I love how they care about the environment, which we all should be doing. Oh, this is so cool. Oh my goodness. And for those of you who are readers, these are going to be very fun to read with. And the reason why I say that is because if you're especially, I mean, any kind of reader really, but I'm thinking about you guys that are intuitive readers, because as I'm looking at these, I am feeling emotion, and I'm just like, you know what, even without knowing what the card is, I'm feeling an emotive energy from these dragons. Like, this dragon is clearly looking down on them in judgment. Look at his face. He is clearly the justice of this land. I would say like a judge or something. And he's looking down on these two frogs like, look, I saw what y'all did. I mean, it's that kind of energy. Even if you don't know what the justice card means, you can see and feel that. You can feel it from the cards, from the artwork, and the way that they chose to draw them. So I love it. I love the use of color too. I don't know what they call this, but I like it a lot. It's kind of dark. You don't see any neons or bright colors in here, but it's beautiful the way that it blends. They all blend together so nicely. They really did a great job picking this artist. This artist is very talented. I love this style of art. That's the best thing, you guys, about tarot decks is the art. Seriously. I mean, it's nice, to have different themes and to learn different things, because I've learned a lot from the cards. Many of them come with a very serious guidebook. And if you take your time and read it, you will learn a lot. But also, I feel like just the beauty of the art, it's like owning little works of art. That he or she looks very hopeful. So if you're somebody who, also I noticed that the Empress, let me take a look back. Wait a minute, give me 1 second, because I do want to look back at the Empress. Because people always ask me, is the Empress pregnant? Let's see if the dragon is pregnant. Let me see. We can't tell. She has kids. Okay, here it is. There she is. I can't tell if she's pregnant. She could be pregnant, but you can see her little babies are there. So she's definitely a mother. And she's definitely in that mothering energy, for any of you that were curious about that. I know a lot of people love to see different interpretations of the Empress. Personally, I don't mind her being pregnant. I get the symbolism, I get the card all the time. I know I'm not pregnant. And I know I'm not getting pregnant, I know it's talking about fertility and fruitfulness and prosperity. I get it. So for me, it's just a symbol. But for some people, it could be very triggering, I would imagine. Especially like if you've lost a child, you couldn't have children. I could see that. I love this. Look at how the sun is beaming down. Oh my goodness. Wow. And the contrast between the shadows and between the sun rays. And there are those butterflies. This kind of reminds me of Costa Rica. When I first came to Costa Rica, I was out in the field one day and I was chillaxing and walking around and, city girl trying to get some nature and, and all these butterflies. It was like maybe 100 of them. They all were like on these flowers and I was smelling the flowers and skipping around and they all came and landed on me. It had to have been like 100 butterflies. I've never experienced anything like that before in my life, but I wasn't scared. I was just like, this is creepy. But I then remembered that butterflies are transformation. And I came here to change my life. I came here to heal. I came here to do that. And I was like, this is a sign of my transformation, that I am going to accomplish this. So every time I see butterflies, I think about that day that the butterflies all landed on me. And as quickly as they landed on me, they just flew away. Like, it was I've never experienced anything like that. It was beautiful. Oh, so you have this one and this one in the water. They're getting ready to kiss. I love it. For me, you guys know how I am. The cups has to be done right. I have to like the cup suit. That's pretty. Like that. I have to like the cup suit, especially the Queen of Cups, because I usually get the Queen of Swords. I got to be honest with you. I'm usually the Queen of Swords or I'm the High Priestess. But oftentimes, when I'm in a really good emotional space, like I've been in lately, I get the Queen of Cups. And I really love that. So I'm always looking for the cup suit. The cup suit is my favorite suit. Let's look at this. Oh, I love it. So these are either underwater or in water or near water. Love it. Love it. Look at the colors. Oh, goodness. Gorgeous. As soon as I saw this, I was like, I have to get this deck. So the other day, I saw it again. Somebody else showed it. And I was like, I didn't get that deck. And I immediately emailed and was like, I would love to review this. So I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed to be able to review it and now to be able to use it with my clients. It is so beautiful. I think they did an excellent job. 10 out of 10. I always feel really great about their work. So I'm always expecting them to just keep on leveling up. Oh, look at him. And you know what's cool about this? He just sleeping, floating down the river, not a care in the world, like got all his cups with him. I love that. Getting ready to go over, probably just going to coax through that too, like, oh, look at that rainbow. 10 of Cups. So this is a family. Aww. Awesome. Awesome. Ooh, okay, here's our Page of Cups. Awesome. The court cards. Oh, look at the colors. Oof. I love how they have so many colors, but they're not like bright. They're really subdued. I love that. That is really pretty. And look at the water. Oh, my goodness. The Knight of Cups is another card that I get a lot. That's actually my birth card in numerology. The Queen of Cups. There she is. Looks like she's watching over her children. Queen of Cups is always nurturing. Nurturing herself, nurturing others. Ah, look at the King. Okay, I see you, King. Yes, definitely. I love it so much. It's such a playful energy to it. Anybody who's into like fantasy, I think that you'll really, really like that. Like when I was a girl, we played Dungeons and Dragons, and it was really fun. Dungeons and Dragons was a cartoon, and it was an RPG tabletop role-playing game that I played for a long time. That is one of my favorite games. I would still play now. I just don't have the time. I did play recently within the last few years. My daughter's father did one online, and my daughter and I played. Oh, that is so cool. So yeah, role-playing games were awesome, and Dungeons and Dragons was king back then. When we played last time, we played something similar but different. But yeah, it was like that was king. So to see these dragons is taking me back to my old nerdy days. of writing characters. I had like a sorceress. I had quite a few cool characters, man. It was a lot of fun to play those games back then. And just to like, because we were young back then, so it was like all imagination about what life is like. So it was cool. So if you're somebody who was nerdy like me and, into fantasy, things like that, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, that kind of vibration, these will feel really good to you. I think that people who are experienced readers, will have a very easy time reading these, intuitive readers as well. And people who are just beginning, if this is your very first deck, I think it's good. I think it could be difficult because it sways away from the traditional images from the Rider-Waite-Smith and the Toff decks that where most of us are used to. This definitely does its own thing. It does have some elements of that, though. You can see it. Like, for instance, look at the family here. The Ten of Pentacles is always about family. But in here, they're kind of like chilling and butterflies are around. But in the traditional, and look how they carved the pentacles into the tree. Isn't that clever? Oh my God, that is so clever. But if you look at the traditional card, it's not exactly like that. The pentacles are there, the family is there, but they're just set up a little bit differently. So if you are not somebody who's familiar with how to read, that is something that you're going to notice immediately. Like if you're looking at a book, you can be like, wait a minute, this image isn't the same. No, this is definitely their own thing. This is very creative. It's very beautiful. It is their own thing, but they do incorporate all, not all, but a lot of the imagery from the original. So it's not a clone at all, but they do use some of the images. So if you're somebody who's not really familiar, you will recognize the images. So a beginner could definitely read with this. Actually, I would think it would be interesting to start with a deck like this. Very challenging though, but I would think it would be interesting because I would think that if you start with a deck like this, when you move on to other decks, you're going to have a very intuitive vibration going with your readings. So you're not just going to be, reciting the keywords. Like sometimes you go to a reader and they're reading you and they're like, okay, you got the Queen of Pentacles. This is a card about a woman who lives in the country maybe and has maybe a family and lots of pentacles. And if somebody might say something like that to you, who's a brand spanking new, reader. But those of us who have been reading for a while, we're going to have a lot more in depth in it, like, because it's going to be other cards with it, and we're going to blend all that vibration together. So if you're somebody who already knows how to read, it's going to be awesome. And if you're somebody who's learning, it's going to be a pretty cool tool to learn off of. And I think it's going to make your readings more intuitive in the future. This was the one. This is the one that the sticker we got. I love how the crow is looking him in his face. The crow is not scared. I love that. I wouldn't look a dragon in the face like that. That crow is very brave. Oh, and look, we have our crow out today. Isn't that something? I didn't even do that on purpose. I love that. That is so cool. So the crow is staring down the dragon. Yeah, so like I was saying, oh, look at that. Oh. So yeah, like I was saying, I really do feel like this is something. It's a challenge though. I do feel as though it's a challenge for new readers. I do feel as though that is definitely a challenge. But I think challenging yourself in that way is going to pay off for you. I really do. Because one of the things that I see with readers is the need to tap more into their intuition. Your intuition, the meaning of the cards, the symbolism, the elements, numerology, all of that kind of stuff plays into your reading. So the more stuff the more practicing you do, the better your readings are going to be. The more you tap into your intuition, so you're not just looking at the card, but you're also listening and feeling what your guides are telling you or what vibrations you're getting. All of that is supposed to go into your reading. So not just the keywords that are on the card. because the keywords that are on the card are only but so helpful. Like, for example, oftentimes you'll see the Nine of Swords as nightmares, right? But if you're using your intuition, you can probably figure out why they're having the nightmares, when the nightmares may have started, what they can do about the nightmares. So it'll take you deeper into it than just the meaning of the card. But it's all relevant to what your client is going through. The most important thing is to know what the cards mean. And the second most important thing is to practice, practice, practice. I didn't even start charging for readings until I had been practicing for about 6 years. Because my thing was, I didn't want to not know what the hell I was talking about, quite frankly. And I didn't want to give people bad information. You're interpreting the card, and the card means what it means. That's not going to change. But I wanted to make sure I knew what I was talking about. I didn't want to just have a keyword for each card. I wanted to really understand, what does it mean when they come together? What does it mean when it's reversed? As I do reversals, they're very important in my mind. How are you going to know specifically what the card is talking about if you don't use a reversal? So for me, and some people are exactly the opposite, by the way. You might hear a reader like say the exact opposite, but still, we're all different in that way. So I wanted to know these things. I wanted to understand before I took on such a lofty goal as learning how to read tarot. Tarot was not easy. I love the mushrooms. I love them. Tarot was not easy to learn. It was not. But it is very rewarding. I love the fact that I put that time in. And I still do. Look at the fire. Love that. I still do, guys. I still read guidebooks. I still look at, interpretations. I still read things. I think that with everything in life, especially something like tarot, you should be a lifelong learner. I always learn new things, like, the elements, or what a different thing means, or what a symbol means, or, different things like that. And the more you know, the better your readings are. I love it. I really do. I love it. And I love how the dragons are different colors. So you're not like getting like, just one color dragon. And some of them have been red. I've seen some purples. I love that aspect. And I love the baby the dragon babies. I think that is so cute. This is a very decent interpretation, because usually you see all 8 of these wands going this way or going that way. So to have some coming this way and to have some coming up, I think that is really cool. I think that's awesome. I've never seen that choice before. So that was something that is unique to them. They have a lot of unique choices in both of these decks. So remember, underneath this video, I'm going to put the link to this deck and any other information that I see that looks relevant that you need to know. And I will also, underneath that, this is all going to be the top of, underneath the video. And underneath that, I'm going to put the link to Oak, Ash, and Thorn, in case you want to get both of the decks. Oh, I like that page. Oh, look at this knight. Love that. So I'm going to put that one there too. Oh, so any of you, oh, she's clearly a lady. I love that. So certain ones you can tell if they're, masculine or feminine energies, and I like that. I think that is decent. Sometimes I can't tell. It's because they're dragons, but in that one I could tell. Look at that. Look at all that detail around it. Oh my goodness. So in case you want to get Oak, Ash, and Thorn, I will definitely put that underneath this one. So this one will be the first thing underneath this section. And I didn't see what that was. Wait a minute. Hold up. This was the king. Yeah, this was the king. So where was my lady? I thought I saw a lady. Oh, she was the lady. Okay. So this was the lady. That was the king. Now, this is an extra card then. There's no, nothing on it. Let me see how it looks. I don't know. That's interesting. Because it's making me think like, you know, leave it. I want to leave it in. I always leave the extra cards in. And I'm just like, well, what does that one mean though? That is so cool. There isn't anything on here about it. I don't see. So I could probably use that for anything I wanted. I could make you say it's the rest card. So if my client gets that, I'm like, oh, you need to rest. So I'm gonna look at it and see. But yeah, I want to show it to you one more time. That was the last card that didn't have anything written on it. So I'm very interested to see how I can use this in my readings. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna make up some interpretation for it that is unique to just me. So guys, this is a beautiful deck. Please check out underneath this video and purchase it. And you come back soon because I have so much more to say. I think this gift, oh, this is a great gift idea, by the way, for that special tarot reader in your life. See you later.